Hey there, folks. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Javier Guerra. Let's get started with your top stories of the afternoon. Iowa Supreme Court will listen to oral arguments today over the state's abortion ban. Odom is facing a budget crisis as 6 Investigates previously reported the city is spending nearly $400,000 a month for operations, but only bringing in $200,000. Well, spring break took a deadly turn in Port Aransas after 2 shootings left 1 person dead and another in the hospital just before midnight on Monday. Federal health officials say some children may need to be tested for lead. Friends in Florida are preparing for something that, you were saying this yesterday, but this is something that has never been seen before in our lifetime.
Never happened.
Well, this morning, some troubling statistics when it comes to reading. According to the National Center for Education, where he was believed to be the last Pearl Harbor survivor right here in the Coastal Bend. Hey there, folks. CCISD students are headed back to the classrooms today for the 2023-2024 school year, and Chris 6 News has it covered. I met with migrants yesterday, and most of the migrants I talked to are from Venezuela, a country with a strong regime. All they want is a better life. I also visited the respite center, where many migrants there are just awaiting the next step in their journey. Hey there, folks. It's Javier Guerra here in Corpus Christi. Some people think that Tejano is a dying genre of music, but one new radio station here in the city is making sure it stays alive. Eso!
Retro Tejano 104.1. Thank you so much.
Retro Tejano 104.1, keeping Tejano music on the airwaves.
We just want to bring great entertainment, great memories back to Corpus Christi.
We just feel that the retro brand and the retro audience is kind of what we call it, still love radio.
In October, longtime disc jockey Ero Cañas and local business owner Eric Cantu decided to create a new Tejano station. They moved their hip-hop lineup on Retro 104.1 to 94.7 and created Retro Tejano 104.1. Tejano is a genre of music that incorporates Mexican and American influences and incorporates dance rhythms like waltz and polka. The genre was extremely popular in the 90s and early 2000s.
I think what makes it unique is the connection of Tejano music to South Texas and especially Corpus Christi. Of course, iconic Selena and many others that have called Corpus Christi home.
Both Ocañas and Cantu started thinking of the idea last year, and the radio station hit the airwaves in January. Since then, they've played the music of some of Tejano's greatest artists like Gary Hobbs, David Ligarza, and Elsa Garcia. Cantu says local listeners are loving it.
Feedback has been amazing. The support of the Tejano music and the comments on Facebook and the inboxes has been amazing, and the community really came out for us.
Ocañas and Cantu have their sights on a big concert in Corpus Christi. They plan to call it Retro Fest and bring all of the Tejano greats to entertain the South Texas community.
On Retro Tejano 104.1.
They both tell us they hope to have a morning show and other shows incorporated into the radio station soon. Javier Guerra, Chris 6 News. We'll see y'all later. Well, the South Texas border is a unique place politically. For years, it has been a Democratic stronghold, but in 2020, a shift began for many of the counties located in the Rio Grande Valley. Republicans see a chance to help flip this area in 2024. As part of our 48 hours on the border coverage, I took a trip to the Rio Grande Valley to find out why this change is happening.
When I say that the Valley got something to say, I think Democrats and Republicans are starting to realize that.
2024 is a presidential election year, and while Texas may be locked in red, the Rio Grande Valley has been blue for decades. But a shift has been seen since the 2020 general election and the 2022 midterm elections.
Its status as a Democratic stronghold is a bit misleading.
Andrew Smith, assistant professor of political science at the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, says although the valley has always been blue, Hispanics in the area are primarily conservative.
As the Democratic Party nationally has moved to the left, or at least a portion of it has, the people down here are more susceptible to the conservatism of the Republican Party.
Let's take a look at the numbers in Starr County, a county on the west side of the RGV. According to the Texas Tribune, in 2016, 79% voted for Hillary Clinton and just 19% voted for former President Trump. But in 2020, those numbers changed. 52% voted for President Joe Biden, while 47% 7% voted for former President Trump. Republicans see an opportunity.
Hispanics have always been very conservative at nature. So slowly, I think they're seeing that the Republican Party is welcoming and identify more with their values.
Adrian Peña Garza with the Hidalgo County Republican Party says they have seen an increase from Hispanics in the Rio Grande Valley in joining their party.
When President Trump got into the picture, he just really fought for the everyday blue-collar American and encouraged people to be silent no more. And I believe that that's one of the main reasons why he did so well, is there's this message of freedom.
Eric Holguin, Texas State Director of Unidos U.S., says while the shift is seen, Democrats still hold a significant lead in the valley.
If we look at the results of 2022, all counties here in the Rio Grande Valley stayed Democrat. They didn't go red. There might be a very slight uptick in that.
Holguin says there's a reason for that.
The reason we're seeing and keep hearing this narrative that we're going red, et cetera, down here in the valley is because so much money and so much investment from the Republican Party has been put down here to flip this area into a more Republican area.
Professor Smith says both the Republican and Democratic Party nationally are paying attention to the Rio Grande Valley and South Texas. Both President Biden and former President Trump have made visits to the area recently.
Democrats, I think, realize that if they do not speak to the population of the valley, if they do not speak to the people living here in the 4 counties of the lower Rio Grande, if they take that for granted, they're in trouble.
As November gets closer, both parties will try to sway voters their way. Will there be a flip in the Rio Grande Valley, or will Democrats strengthen their leads? We will see come Election Day. Javier Guerra, Scripps News, McAllen. Glitz and glam. Fresh and faded.
Oh, perfect!
A perfect way to describe just how amazing each and every student looked for this year's Special Hearts Prom at Moody High School.
The Special Hearts Prom has been going on for roughly 20 years. It's a great time for the general ed students to work with our Special Hearts children. It's excellent. The kids mingle, they dance, they eat, they dress up.
The boys looked sharp with a free haircut from the Chop Shop, and the girls were transformed into princesses by Gigi Beauty. But don't worry, no one lost their glass slippers on the dance floor, and they didn't need to leave the party by midnight. Heather Wood, special education teacher at Moody, says both businesses donated their time to get the students ready free of charge.
Just seeing their smile and their faces light up when they see themselves, it's so rewarding in itself. I know I did a good job.
Well, right now we're just giving back, the one way that we can, and it's real easy for us to do. When I was growing up, I never had the opportunity to see anything or do anything like this, so we're all very, very fortunate to do it. Very, very lucky.
And the best part of prom,
I get to dance with my friends.
I like to dance a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not even a good dancer.
No, you don't have to be a good dancer.
Yeah.
Whether you're a pro or just a beginner, being on the dance floor with your friends and having the time of your life is all that matters. Latin Productions and Janet's Cakery also donated to the Special Hearts Prom. And yes, the Special Hearts all had dates. Students also from Moody High School. The goal of this event?
I want these students to be included in every aspect of school. I want them to be seen, heard. I want them to stand proud and to show up and show who they are.